Okay, so as of now, you are being detained for ongoing investigation, okay? I don't need you to contact anybody because I don't need nobody to pull off or nothing like that, so let's not do that. Okay, so lock your phone and you'll have no identification on you. Is this your ID? Your legal ID? Okay, the check. Where's the check at?
Which one? The check he was trying to cash, give it to the office.
Not her check. Real name, real date of birth.
I didn't get no money from how to cash it. Didn't cash no check for me.
On April 17th, 2025, a woman walked into a United States post office in Leon County, Florida, with a stolen Treasury check and 2 counterfeit IDs. She was detained before she ever left the building. Terry versus Ohio allows a detention on reasonable, articulable suspicion, well below probable cause. The deputy stated the legal basis from his first sentence, and that alone was enough to anchor the stop. A defense attorney could argue the initial alert came from a postal employee group text, not a sworn law enforcement source. That argument collapses the moment Inspector Ryan ran the ID and it returned registered to a male. She carried a second counterfeit ID, same photo, same date of birth, different name, paired to a different stolen check. 2 purpose-built documents eliminate the unknowing participant defense entirely. The co-conspirator fled the moment deputies arrived. Illinois versus Wardlow established that unprovoked flight is a recognized factor courts weigh in, establishing reasonable suspicion. It also confirmed a second actor was still at large.
I don't need nobody to pull off or nothing like that, so let's not do that. Okay, so lock your phone and you'll have no identification on you.
What's going on?
You're being detained at this time.
Why?
We have an investigation to investigate. Apparently you cashed a check that does not belong to you.
Me?
Yes, you.
No.
Okay, well that's what they're alleging. So until we can further investigate, you're being detained.
Okay.
Okay, and you have no identification on you at all. So you didn't give them any identification? No license, no nothing?
Yeah, I did, ma'am.
Okay, so where is it?
In my purse.
Okay, hand it here.
I'm sure I don't have it. I don't think you get it out. I can get it out my car.
No, we can walk this way. Do you still have the identification that she gave you?
I can give it back.
No, you didn't give it back.
Check and ID, I just give it.
You want to set your bag on the counter? Okay. Is this your ID? Your legal ID? Okay. The check. Where's the check at?
Which one? The check he was trying to cash, give it to the office.
Not her check. Real name, real date of birth. And she has other people in the vehicle. I'm assuming that's what you keep communicating with.
Where'd you get this made?
You said what?
Where'd you get this made? You don't know?
They already cashed it, so they already lost money.
Oh, they already cashed it?
Mm-hmm.
What check did you cash? You didn't cash a check for me. No, we had another fraudulent check just before you got here.
Does it have to do with me though? No, that wasn't regarding you. It was the same instance with the same ID, same everything. The same fake ID like yours.
You say your name Marquia? You say you got a ride outside? Somebody out there waiting for you? You got anything in your purse?
Yes.
You take your purse off?
It's a group. I don't know if it's a group, but they've been hitting all of our post offices. So we've been sharing it in our group text. The group that was just here, no, we can't cash a Treasury check without cash. So Tina fell for it. He said, here, grab $3,000, I want to buy 3 money orders. And then he says, oh, here, cash this check. And the check, that check was good. They're stolen from somewhere, but the ID is linked to a man somewhere. So then we had another group just go to Quincy to try to, they just came from Quincy and told us, and I got the email. And then we know now, so they came and got me, because this stuff comes out of their check. So they said it's a tall, slender, black male with 120.87 Treasury check. So I think this one is for 15 something. It's not their ID. If you run the ID, the one that we ran earlier was to a man. So they're fake IDs. Her ID goes to a man too?
Well, I'm not sure.
You ain't ran it yet? Oh, see, that Spectre ran it.
Her name is totally different from the name she provided us. It's totally different.
I heard her say that it wasn't her. I did hear her say that.
Right. So obviously she got an ID to match the name on the check and attempt to cash the check.
Which is what the other person did.
Right. How did y'all just ran it? It was like, this is a male.
Well, Ryan, the inspector, he'll be here in a minute. He alerted us that someone was trying to cash this check for $23.40
at a different location.
And they called. The postmaster was sitting in my seat. I'm the station manager. She has all vitality. And I stepped out to the window and I said, "Hey, don't cash the Treasury check." She said, "We just did." Chin got caught into it. He said, here's $3,000. Let me buy some money orders. She put the $3,000 in her drawer, and then he said, "Oh yeah, cash this check." She gave him that money right back because she didn't have enough to cash it because everybody uses debit and credit. Ryan, when he got here, he ran the ID that she provided, and it came back as a male. Of course, that was a female that cashed the check.
Right. So
they're making an ID to go with that check.
Right. The money from this check, did y'all provide it to her or y'all?
Oh, no. I didn't give her the check. Still got the check.
The cash from the previous one, that was the one y'all were cashed?
We cashed it.
Okay. So she attempted to get this check cash, however y'all called it, so y'all didn't provide her any cash.
I needed you to hold her because the inspectors are at a different location from the earlier. Their office is not too far. It's the next exit up. And you're aware who they are.
The inspectors?
They're the federal agents for the post. Well, they work for they are the federal police force they carry a badge and everything.
I've never talked to one in person. I've heard like
they're real cool.
Theft of mail and stuff. And
man, you don't want to, when they show up, the file is this thick. And I get them for stealing my mail, stealing my gas cards. You know, it happens.
Okay.
Theft. So the regional man or whatever. So he said this person is the one who cashed it earlier. This man, and this is his ID. Also, she went to the Senator office, same date of birth, same picture, just a different name, and attempted to cash this check. But they didn't cash it. They didn't cash that one, but they did cash his.
Okay. Yeah, that's what she was saying.
But she has a second ID, same picture, same date of birth, just a different name.
Okay. Was that on her property or?
I don't know if it's on her property. Okay. I ain't checking. But I looked at the ID because it's the same information, just different.
You got that check?
This one?
Oh yeah.
Look what he just said.
It is not signed.
You ever seen those pictures?
Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do with them yet.
Where she's right here?
Yeah, the suspect's at the end in their little conference room. Okay. Like I said, I got her detained. And essentially what I told you, she came up here with a check, tried to cash it with a fake ID. It's not her. The name on the ID is...
It's not a real name, it's a fake name.
Right. But the name on the ID comes to the check holder. So it matches the check holder.
Yeah, so her fake ID matches the name on the fake document.
Right.
Okay.
No, it's probably a real document.
But they created a fake ID.
They created a fake ID to match that name on there. And I think she's the same one that was at Centerville earlier today.
Oh, wow.
I sent your deputy all the information that, because I was there.
I missed her by like 10 minutes at Centerville. Then I heard they went to West Side. Then they came here.
Well, the guy that was here did because they shouldn't have done it. He converted the check for postal money orders.
But like I said, she didn't want to talk. She got a large lump sum of cash in her purse. Oh, she does? Well, see if that is too. Okay.
You gotta get off here pretty shortly.
Yes, sir. I was just close.
Yeah, I appreciate it. We'll get your 6:30, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll get you on.
This was, I don't know if he informed you, because I spoke with him first. Same description from an earlier location, just a different name, same date of birth, just a different name on the license. Same picture as this one.
Where'd you get this photo from him?
From the other location.
The only problem is,
Yeah, you can just see the picture and the date of birth. That's it. And the date of birth is the same, just a different name.
gotcha.
And a different check as well.
Okay.
You ever been arrested before? You from Georgia? Florida? Louisiana?
I live in Georgia.
Live in Georgia. What's your, you know your social? You don't know your social? But that's your name? Okay.
So you have a Louisiana ID? You got a Florida ID? What ID do you have? What part of Georgia you staying in?
You said Albany? Oh, Atlanta.
Hey, step in there with that with it first. Let's take a look at what you have, you know. I'll watch it. You on day shift? Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's it.
$5,000.
$5,072.
Yeah.
I understand you want to remain silent, so I'm not going to love to talk if you want to talk, but if you want to remain silent, it's your choice. Can't do anything about that.
Sometimes I press, I have to restart it.
She said right after 5 o'clock, like 5:02, she's thinking.
I get you on this currency bag. That's not the currency bag. That's all the denominations you got right now, the number.
Okay.
I got one. Okay. All right, then, so we're gonna, that's her phone, but not her cord. Okay, so we'll take the phone, but not the cord. That's from the bank people's cords.
Okay. Already, man. That's right. Just gonna go out this way. I'm gonna grab you left arm so you don't fall. Thank you.
I'm right for now. Yeah, I'm going back to,
You ain't got nothing on you? Oh, yeah. Okay. Just so you know, if you take anything in there that's illegal, considered contraband, that'll be another charge. So, you know. Go ahead.
Is it possible I can get a number so I know who to call?
Not your phone?
Yeah.
Now, the Fifth Amendment, where her conduct hurt her most. She talked before invoking silence. Under Burgess versus Tompkins, the right to silence must be unambiguously asserted. Until it is, every word is admissible. When she finally invoked, the deputy stopped questioning immediately. That move protected the admissibility of everything said before. She could not recall her own social security number for the identity she was claiming. That goes in too. Post offices are federal property. Any crime inside falls under federal jurisdiction. Federal sentencing is mandatory and non-negotiable in ways that state courts simply cannot override. Title 18, United States Code, Section 510 criminalizes passing a fraudulent Treasury check, up to 10 years per count. Section 1028A adds a mandatory 2-year consecutive sentence. No federal judge can suspend or run concurrent. A hard floor, not a guideline. Florida's forgery statutes. Sections 831.01 and 02 carry up to 15 years each. The second counterfeit ID adds another 5 under Section 322.212. At $5,072 seized, the identity theft charge elevates to a second-degree felony as well. The deputy receives an A- legal basis stated immediately. Phone restricted to prevent coordination. Fifth Amendment invocation acknowledged cleanly. 1 deduction. The initial alert was informal, a gap he did not flag. Marcia Farrell receives a D. 2 counterfeit IDs, voluntary statements before invoking silence, and over $5,000 cash on her person. The United States Postal Inspection Service receives an A. The alert network worked exactly as designed. 3 takeaways. The Fifth Amendment only protects you if you use it from the first question. 2 IDs with the same photo but different names is not a defense problem, it is a confession on paper. Federal property means federal rules, and those do not bend. Let us know if there is an interaction or legal topic you would like us to cover in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and do not forget to check out our channel for more police interaction and courtroom content.